Hello everybody, welcome back to GatorLAN. We're here for the finals. UF Team 1 versus Team Anggi, I think that's how you say it. This is like our dream finals here, everybody. We have epitome. Huh? Alright. Sorry about that. We have the epitome of Korea versus NA finals. Team Anggi is representatives of a Chinese organization here at UF. And we're pretty hyped. We're about to get this going, and I think we'll have a great one. I am Dyrude Tiltstorm. I am joined by Jordan, VVild, and we'll be your casters for the finals today. Jordan, what's your input on this?
Oh, I'm excited. I've seen the Korean team over there across the room from us getting real hype. I'm curious to see what they're going to bring out for this.
I think we have a pretty good one. For the most part, UF has been playing a lot of standard things. A lot of kind of pick comps, playing a lot more of a macro game, and the other team has been playing a lot of pile-on, a lot of team fight, just saying that we're going to take this to you, we're going to get a lead, and we're going to keep pushing this advantage. And so, personally, I think for this one, we're going to have a great matchup. These two teams are all pretty high elo in the diamonds, Diamond 5, Diamond 2, all the way up through there, and I think we have a great matchup. And either way, I'm pretty ready for this. We have a best of 3, so we're going into game 1. And personally, I'm kind of looking forward to both teams doing kind of what they came in prepared for to do, not looking forward to going against what the other team has to do.
Yeah, it's much better when they stick to what they know. I think we've seen that consistently throughout the day, especially with the UF team, having a couple of one-tricks or people with high preferences. And when they get banned out, how they struggle to catch up. But, you know, so far they pulled through, they made it to the finals. And I'm excited to see what they pull out if they get their priority picks.
So right now there's a little bit of blood here. UF Team 1 is really trying to get revenge against Team Anggi, who knocked out UF Team 2 earlier in the day. Of course, bans that we had seen earlier against Team Anggi being Orange, Jarvan, Galio, they really like that huge pile-on. They also play with a lot, the Sejuani, Malzahar, just a lot of go buttons and give themselves a lot of chances to make picks and great instant advantages. As bans coming through, we have Kled and Thresh on the side of UF and Twisted Fate on the side of Team Anggi. Of course, that Twisted Fate ban being directed towards Prophase, who has a little bit more of a limited champion pool. Is trying to force him off onto something a little bit less comfortable and see if they can't challenge him there in the mid lane.
Yeah, I've been watching Prophase all day, and I've been hearing over and over that he's a one-trick, but really, he was playing Zed so much earlier. I thought they meant he was a Zed one-trick. He was doing really well in the laning phases, but I saw he did struggle to end up in team fights.
Yeah, as some of you guys have noticed, they're also even pushing it sideways on, you know, having some issues with just a little bit of mechanical abilities, pressing stopwatch when he really shouldn't, missing on a lot of burst damage, and ultimately just getting caught out for it. But no matter what, he's still going to be the experience of this team and really pushing forward, and that's what we want to see. The Victor coming through, one of his main champions actually, even though the Ori does get banned away, it's definitely one of his tier 2 or tier 3 champions.
Okay. And I'm noticing now that the Team Anggi is named after their mid laner. I wonder what the story behind that is.
I don't know either. I kind of meant to ask them, and I'll be honest, I really haven't done that too much. There's Callisto coming through. That is a AD carry that we've seen a lot of. Again, a lot of AoE CC. Galio, like I said, was a common staple pick. I was really expecting them to really kind of push through. Let's see kind of how UF responds here. With ADC top laner already picked, you know, they could probably look towards something like a support and really try to find a way to shut down a Callisto in lane phase, or if they really try to want to find a mid-game strategy of their own here before Team Anggi is able to ban it out.
And you were telling me just a few minutes ago you were really excited to see a Galio pick. Why is that?
Team Anggi has been doing a lot of Jarvan Galio as the Jarvan does go through to University of Florida. Really, Galio just really gives you a lot of pressure there in the jungle, especially if you have an invading jungler. You know, you can easily push into camps on the other side of the map and use the Galio for a quick response and turn a 1v1 into instant 2v1, especially if you already have a strong dueling jungler. Alistar comes in on the side of the University of Florida, and it looks like Team Anggi picking up Sejuani. So far, no surprises for me, and it looks like we'll see if we get anything new here coming out of the ban phases into the second round of picks.
Just like we said at the start, looks like Team Anggi is sticking to what they know, and so far, I mean, that Alistar pick coming through for UF means that they're also sticking to what they know. I know that our support player mains Alistar, right?
Yeah, Trapluck has played a lot of Alistar. He's been doing it in scrims, and he's played it quite a lot here in tournaments, so I know that's something he is 100% comfortable on. And at this point, especially in Game 1, it's comfort. You really want to get into the heads of the other players and just say, we're better than you. That's what both teams really want to do, and really force the other side to struggle in Game 2 for whoever does get the advantage here in this first game.
Great point.
We have Rakan bans and Tristana ban coming through. Team Anggi gets the next ban, and of course they'll get the first pick here in the second rotation. Ezreal being banned through. Of course, Ezreal, as we know, being broken with the Kleptomancy rune. A lot of things are broken, and honestly, this is kind of one thing I was pretty excited about coming into the day is how do these teams adapt to the new patch? For some reason, we thought it'd be a great idea to have GatorLAN right after preseason patch, and you know, it's really been exciting to see how do teams kind of respond to this, what do they take, especially when information's still really trying to come through. Karma does get picked up for mid lane for, I guess, Anggimist. More likely, it can still be flexed down to support, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does go down there.
That'd be a really bursty bot lane.
Oh, they're not giving Coma Darius. That is his main. Oh boy. Well, I think we're gonna have a treat here up in the top lane. Coma loves his Darius, and that is something that I know I've personally banned against him in hidden houses. That's not a champion you want to see him playing on. He can absolutely 1v5 you if he gets on that champion. And it looks like he will be on it anyways.
Well, then we're looking forward to it. Oh, thank you.
Getting a little bit of compliments here for Jordan. Sporting her Nidalee cosplay. Loving the spear. Super cool as always. And
yeah, I had to bring something out because, you know, I'm a silver player, so I can't support UF by playing for them. So I'm gonna dress up and be the mascot, I guess.
Exactly. And the final pick coming through is Caitlyn. A little bit of safety here against all this pylon, and of course the Kennen for the top lane. Not a surprise pick, a pick that we've seen. I've pretty much seen all these picks. Karma is probably a little bit of a change, although we did see Karma, I believe, in Game 1 against UF Team 2. Overall, both comps look pretty exciting, and it looks like UF is going to be looking to kind of disengage and then re-engage in these fights versus all this pylon, all this CC that Team Anggi is bringing. And I think we're going to have a great match, especially in the mid game. It could be very, very explosive.
Oh yeah.
VVild taught you everything you knew. Oh, you look like you have a fan. What do you have to say to your fan?
I have to say, shame on him for not coming out today and seeing this in person. But thank you for tuning in.
You know, you guys always have time to come out. I got some really cool wristbands, Ward Save Lives and Take the Lantern, red and black wristbands. Got really cool Riven and Yasuo keychain, as well as some other goodies like a Yule pen. Come out, you know, at the Rights Union. We do have some really cool things to give away, and of course the finals are still happening. So we're gonna have a 3-minute spectator delay, and I guess kind of talking about this game, there's a few things that I feel like both teams can really do, and really the main thing that I'm seeing is you have Prophase on this Victor, very immobile mid lane, and you have all this CC. Level 6 is, I think, going to be extremely important when we see the Glacial Prisons coming from Sejuani, the Karma Roams, and the Kennen TPs. You know, how are these immobile mid lane really going to do against all this CC that Team Anggi is bringing?
As an immobile mid laner main myself, this does make me a little anxious for Prophase, but I've seen his mechanics throughout the day. I really trust that he's going to stay back and use his laser to take farm and poke when need be. But we'll just have to wait and see. If everyone burns their flash to kill him, then they're going to burn their flash to kill him. And that's going to be it.
If there's one thing I will say though, it does look like UF does have a little bit more of a wave clear advantage over Team Anggi, given that, you know, if UF does manage to survive all the CC and all the ganks and get ahead, I do feel like they will have a little bit of an easier chance sieging, especially with the Caitlyn traps coming down. But, you know, like I said, this explosive mid game really could happen for Team Anggi, and that's really what they've been playing for and what they've been doing all day. They've been doing sub 30 minutes smashing because of this comp that they've been running, and they've just been allowed to have it over and over again. And we'll see if UF Team 1 has a strategy for taking it down.
All right.
All right.
You got some music going?
Nah, I have music? Nah, I got no music going. It's just us.
That was just
no music. Okay. The music's just in between. We're in the entertainment now, Jordan.
All right.
Barranco Coma taking Ghost on the Darius rather than Flash. That's something we've seen in solo queue, except he's doing Ghost TP, not Flash Ghost. That's something I think that's worth mentioning, although I don't really see anything not being standard there. I'm curious as far as what mastery he would possibly take. I don't think there's a good chance he'll take it, but you know, that within the inspiration tree, taking the mastery that allows you to change out your summoner spells is a possibility, although I don't really think it'll happen, but it'll definitely make Darius a little bit more susceptible there in the top side, especially with a Kennen having hard CC. I use Mikey the Spartan 1, not Sony support. I can't tell you that, man. I don't know. You tell me. He didn't show. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna get into game here, and we'll see. Hopefully things unravel, and see what we got going for us.
Looking at these bot lane picks, I'm also curious to see what'll happen if they get a gank at the same time and we end up with a 3v3. Because that's a pretty even matchup.
3v3 could turn into a 4v4 real quick too, with both top laners.
That's true.
Although we just have to wonder if the Kennen does have a slight edge there in the ganks, given the fact that he has that slicing maelstrom to also put down more AoE CC and AoE burst. If that would cause more issue for UF than Darius being able to really cause a big issue and just snowballing and just guillotining every person on the other team.
Yeah. I think for UF, if they can bait out the Kennen TP and let Darius push like a monster, that would do really well for them, and then have Darius come in later to put down that damage.
Exactly. So I'm personally expecting some standard starts here. There shouldn't be anything totally different. I don't think coming out. It should just be a double bot lane leash. Nothing too terribly surprising. Looks like we have a mana flow ban on the Galio. Give him a little bit more mana sustain there in the mid lane. Or top lane, my mistake. Running actually a Dark Seal. He is mid lane, I'm just kidding. See, what do I know? This whole casting thing, maybe I shouldn't be doing it.
Don't say that.
Personally, I think UF does have a slight advantage here with the pre-6. I think Jarvan has a little bit more to offer, although Sejuani is obviously super annoying and super tanky. It's really hard to actually kill her, but I really feel like that Darius Jarvan combo, at least in the early game, can really cause some issues with Kennen not having that ult really to kind of be some kind of a safeguard out, you know, be able to blow a flash there, or going bot lane when Kalista doesn't have too much attack speed and really offer something there on the bot side of the map. I'll be really kind of interested to see where Salamander Man really does choose to focus, and then at the same time, if Lotimist chooses to counter gank the Jarvan or go off on their own mission and snowball another part of the map. I think really they can do a lot in any lane for either team, and it should be an exciting match.
You gotta keep in mind that Caitlyn's got that range.
That's true. Caitlyn with all that range. Alistar with a lot of gank assists there in the bot lane. I think it would be, you know, a pretty good option there for ganking. As we get started, Prophase getting a lot of poke already on Arkimist in the mid lane.
Yeah, he has to take advantage of his range as well, any chance he gets, because once Galio starts getting too tanky, it's just going to be a rough time. It's
going to be a rough time indeed, especially, you know, with the recent buffs to Galio and a little bit of extra AP scaling. The Roa build really pretty strong on him, so on Roa he's still super tanky, and he does hurt a little bit more, especially if you're squishy like a Victor. It looks like both junglers heading towards the top side of the map. Nothing real different. Everything seems pretty standard so far. Both junglers probably looking top lane, clearing their respective buffs, and we'll kind of see, you know, what deviates, if there's any scuttle control for either team, and really what the priorities are. Of course, it's really early to tell, but something tells me, you know, Jarvan finished clearing first, he'll be able to go top, although Kennen does ward that, and it is spotted out by Coma. With a little bit of information known here, let's see. Looks like Salamander Man is really trying to keep up top here. You can't pan over to that.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Looks like we have a little bit of a duel here. Looks like Kenneth will be quick to respond. He does get out. Galio was pulled away from mid, of course, which will give Prophase a little bit of time to farm and maybe get a little bit of experience ahead. But for the most part, nothing doing, and we'll just completely reset.
That was an alarmingly quick response from Team Anggi there.
Now, I'm just kind of curious about You know, it's Sejuani on Raptors. Where does she go? Does she go towards the bot side? Does she take it back? Does she go up towards Krugs and really start focusing the top side of the map? And then in doing so, does Jarvan really continue to pressure the top side of the map himself, being the fact that he's Jarvan and can get places just a little bit faster? He goes towards bot side, and it looks like he will do just that with both the mid laner and jungler for Team Anggi resetting. It'll give UF a little bit of an advantage, see if they can press anything, get a little bit of forward vision this time.
Yeah, there's really not much for Sejuani to stick around and do with both outers pushed so far like that. Let's see if J4 takes advantage of this.
We got double red pings going into the bot side of the jungle for UF. Jarvan will back. And everything, you know, going pretty standard so far. You know, mid laners, both solo laners are already level 4, and dual lane junglers level 3. Looks like nothing too much is really going to happen until we hit 6, but I really feel like that's when the action will start really picking up, and we'll start seeing a lot more forces coming out of either side. And of course, Kennen with that range matchup on top, just having just a little bit of a field day. They're getting poked down on Coma. It's a little bit more difficult for him to stay in that lane, but of course, he'll be able to stay in there just the same. Dorn Shield be able to heal him up any single target damage. And the same thing, you know, that's happening topside for Anggi is happening mid right now for UF. Of course, though, we got a little bit of a gank here on mid lane. Prophase. Prophase's getting stunned up. And now he flashes out, and he will be safe.
He lives.
Flash will be burnt. So that will be a repeat gank opportunity. He does still have Ghost just in case for that repeat gank, but he'll probably have to back now with pressure going mid lane towards Anggi.
Exactly what you were talking about before the game started, in the mobile mid laner versus, you know, these people who have really hard engage. But he did manage to make it out alive this time. Oh, Kennen knew it was coming.
Kennen did know it was coming. Salamander Man really trying to focus on top side, trying to get the Darius ahead and snowballing. No, not really a bad strat considering what you think during solo queue, what happens. But this is competition game, and you know, you're not going to be able to be so quick about that, getting that Darius ahead. It'll be a little bit more difficult. Although he does hit 6 now, just missing the pull on the Kennen. Kind of unfortunate, never lucky, as he'll get poked out some more. At the bot side though, farming pretty evenly, although push pressure is towards Anggi. They do have priority over that dragon if that's where the Sejuani wants to go. They are getting a lot of deep vision actually inside of Salamander Man's jungle. So we'll see, actually we're gonna get a little bit of action mid lane. Spotted out by the Galio, is gonna walk away. Sorry, I am looking at my mini map as they're trading bot lane. I'm not using the camera. Galio does get a little bit of extra vision there. Just looking down bot for the as we get a nice trade going.
Alistar's just tanking all that damage.
Yeah, but that Ren does hurt. And while you do have a range advantage on that Caitlyn, you just have to wonder if the damage really was quite there, and really it was pretty an even trade with Alistar really tanking up a lot of it, which is perfectly fine. When he comes up with that ult here at level 6, he will be just that much more tanky, and he's no summoners burnt either, so I think both are still fine and in the position that they want to be. Just having a little bit of a friendly trade, if we want to call it that.
Yeah. I think the delicate balance here when you have a long-range ADC and a short-range support is making sure that ADC follows up on those engages.
Exactly, especially, you know, with those Caitlyn traps. If you can manage to land one of them on either of those squishies, it'll definitely pull out the Karma Shield, you know, and really just turn a fight pretty quickly if they can manage to land one. And we'll see if that will be able to happen or not. Looks like Dragon priority is still for Anggi with a few wards around the Dragon side in front of the red pit and on the bottom side of mid brush. Whereas it looks like UF is really kind of focusing more on the top side. Obviously, you know, it might not quite look that from the mini map, but they do have a little bit of control there with that pink ward in Pixel Brush and Topside River. And of course, Salamander Man spending quite a bit of time up there, actually pretty much ignoring bot lane for the most part. You just kind of have to wonder if they're kind of accepting a stalemate here, or if there's really kind of a strategy to get this Darius ahead, and I really feel like that's what they're trying to do. Sejuani posturing around that dragon area. You see what's going on down there. Just clearing out Scuttle right now. Get some more dragon pressure. And that first dragon is an Ocean Drake, so it would be very good for the amount of tanks here that are on Anggi's team, with especially a Karma shielding. It'd be really tough to kind of chip them down with the Caitlyn if they have all that healing and all that tank up front. No, there's actually one thing I really want to talk about, and that's actually, you know, the bot lane for UF. Fat Booty and Trapluck down there, working pretty hard together. Not a whole ton of practice so far. Just having tryouts, I believe in September actually, and having this team finally come together. Competing at USF LAN about a week or two ago. Of course, GatorLAN today and USF LAN. So as we have a gank mid, so Cataclysm comes through. That's an ultimate from Victor. That's a heroic entrance out for Galio, and he will escape unscathed. 0 for 0, still no first blood taken. TP is burnt by the Darius. And just like that, we respond on the bot side. Great net by Caitlyn to slow down the Callista, despite her ult coming through. Net again, we're still at a stalemate. 0-0, no turrets, no first blood. And we're still looking for just that little extra commitment, that little extra misstep. To both teams really looking to not.
Alistar's really eating some damage right now.
Yeah, Alistar does ult.
Can he get out?
He will be out. Ollie will have to back though, with the ultimate being burnt. Still sums for both bot lanes. Heal exhaust on the bot side for the University of Florida, and of course barrier heal coming in for Team Anggi. And, you know, on that same note, I was talking about this bot lane really coming together. Trapluck actually being a jungle main himself. As we get a little bit of an engage, Jarvan on the bot side. Karma stunned up. Jarvan getting flashes, flag and drag, and that's first blood for the Caitlyn. Well done
Not quite.
Darius almost takes down the Kennen on the top side, nearly a solo kill. And just like that, UF has pressure all over the map.
Today's the first day I've seen Coma perform, but I get the feeling he's not one to be shown up.
Oh, definitely not. And this is going to be an Ocean Drake coming through on the punish on the bot side of the map. Sejuani staying top. They're just going to give this one over, especially with the top lane being having to have recalled. And that's a lot of damage on top, actually. Sejuani heading up there right now. See if Coma overstays. And if he does, if he'll be punished for it. It looks like he wants his first tower, but there's going to be a collapse. He does not get the tower. He's just gonna go for it, and Coma's gonna go down. He doesn't even get the turret.
One more hit. If he hadn't hesitated and started backing off before he decided to stay, I think he might have gotten it.
I think so too. And that's gonna be the Jarvan stunned up. You have Galio right there. Salamander Man, you're on the wrong side of the jungle. Gets cut down.
Unfortunate.
Just like that, the amount of pressure that UF had, they just give it all back to Anggi, just like that.
It's really a matter of vision, and sitting behind Team 1 of UF earlier, I heard a lot of complaints about lack of vision, and I think Darius really would have benefited from that before he pushed that tower.
I definitely think so too. And additionally, just to say that, you know, one of the games that we had spectated earlier, Anggi's mid lane, Arkimist actually purchased 16 pink wards. An absurd number, especially for a mid laner. I don't know how much of that is actually efficient, but you know, this team wants vision.
Yeah.
They have practiced together for a long time, and actually hearing that this exact roster played at GatorLAN last year, knowing that, you know, they're a little bit better, they really want glory this time. They're gonna be a lane swap, put Fat Booty on that Caitlyn up in the top side, see if they can't get the first tower.
Ooh,
Slicing Maelstrom comes
cannon.
out, big play by Trapluck.
He said, no thank you.
Exactly.
Put that on cooldown.
So, with the Caitlyn here up in the top side, going to get first turret, what's Anggi's response, do you think?
Ooh, I don't think they really have one right now, to be honest.
Especially with the Slicing Maelstrom being down. No TPs on the side of Anggi. They do have a Galio ultimate. They decide to commit 4 people to any side of the lane, but that would really open up the other side of the map. And right now, with Salamander Man still playing the top side of the jungle, really protecting that area, Rift Herald still up and is the only neutral objective available right now.
Looks like the junglers are spotting each other and they just backed off. Bot lane rotating mid. Maybe they're going to go for this turret too. Looks like Looks like Anggi's bot lane doesn't really want to respond to this right now.
Anggi's bot lane really trying to push in this Darius and get the tower. No, it looks like they're actually going to start roaming mid. See, they can't counter US bot lane being mid as well. Prophase looks like was just handed over blue buff by the Jarvan. Engage from Galio going in onto Traplock on this Alistar. Nice headbutt. Callisto coming in. Glacial Prison locks up UF, but they're going to get away 1-for-1 so far. And flash out from Sejuani. Coma's on the side. Coma with the flank coming through takes down the Sejuani, and Victor taking down the Karma as well. That is 3-for-1 for UF. Looks like they're going to push mid off of this too. We're just going to extend this lead that they have here through the early game. 1.7k gold lead, going to expand to about 2.2 or so. 2.4 actually. They're going to take this gold, walk away.
I think what's important to note there about the Darius being there to catch that Sejuani was that he didn't teleport in. He was already there. And Sejuani was trying to escape, saw him, and just knew it was over.
Exactly. Pretty unfortunate. Never lucky that Darius happened to be there. Unfortunate.
And we were just talking about Vision a few seconds ago, and you'll see that the River Vision's really turned in UF's favor.
Oh yeah, they're really eyeing this Rift Herald right now, although there is one lone ward for Anggi on that Rift Herald at the moment. But as of right now, Anggi really electing for much more of a defensive ward setup versus UF's real offensive setup. Of course, with that huge 3-for-1 in the mid lane just earlier, knowing that they have an advantage in pressure, they do have a TP for Darius, but Galio and Kennen do have both of theirs up as well. If they do elect to go for a play, Anggi can punish. And we'll see, if Anggi has enough in their tanks right now, having scaled for 15 minutes, see if they can make a play here with that double TP. No flash on the Callista either, making that Callista just a little bit more vulnerable. Still kind of low on attack speed. No Bork finished yet. Means that she's still fairly immobile and makes a prime target for a Victor Laser, for a Jarvan Cataclysm. And we'll just have to see what comes out of this. And of course, I'm pretty sure as we see this grouping, this Rift Herald is really what UF's eyeing for, to really open up the map some more and really escalate this gold lead. As Coma on this Darius is absolutely shredding Arkimist on the Galio. And that's going to be tower advantage actually for Coma.
Yeah. You see, Galio doesn't really have that much armor. Oh.
Engaged on the mid lane, and that's going to be Prophase taken down. ADC 2K17 except on the mid lane. TP does come through for Coma, and not anything will be done. Trapla going in. What are you doing? You're overextended. Galio coming through. He's going to be chopped down as well, but not for Jarvan. Cataclysm coming through. He's still alive. Does get taken down. Double kill for the Caitlyn. Caitlyn triple kill. She's still going. That's a no. Scumbag Darius going to take the Penta away, unfortunately. But that is a quadra kill for Fat Booty on this Caitlyn. That's going to be a 5-for-2. And what a fight. Rift Herald's going to be used mid, and they're going to look to take an advantage.
That's exactly the Galio play I think you were hoping for.
That was the exact thing. I honestly thought, like, Traplock just going in, straight inting. Not actually the case, proving me wrong.
Yeah, we did see them get hype over there a few minutes ago, so we knew it was coming, but that was amazing to see them come back from a 4v5 like that. That's a pretty rare occurrence, I think.
Takes a lot of coordination.
Confidence too.
And UF really, especially coming off of their last series where they turned around, reverse swept 2-1 their opponent.
That's true.
At first looking a little bit flustered at the first game, do manage to bounce back, probably riding a little bit of that confidence and a little bit of momentum here, taking it into the finals with an advantage, pushing bot in here. They're just looking to keep growing this gold lead and just snowballing this game. 5K right now, going to balloon quickly to almost 6K gold lead.
Looks like Team Anggi's undecided on whether they want to respond to the bot lane or push out mid, and they didn't quite decide in time.
Definitely did not. Not able to really take an advantage. Just look like they're just going to try to farm, see if they can't get some items and really create a nice burst potential. They did have Prophase in the last fight. Like you said, it was a 4v5. But they, They create that 45, but like we mentioned, all those big ultimates being burnt really takes away from that team fight. You just have to wonder, is it really worth it now for them to be able to go for a play like that, especially with UF being 6K ahead in gold?
Absolutely. And again, we saw that heavy engage from short-range champions, and we saw that really great response from Fat Booty on Caitlyn.
Speaking of, he'll take that red buff and go mid, begin a siege on that mid lane turret. They have a Victor split pushing on the top side, both sums intact, so he will be able to be safe up there. Save the fact that, say, a Sejuani or Galio do go up there, but that would prompt a response on the other side of the map for the University of Florida, especially with mid lane being already a little bit whittled down. Just kind of have to wonder, what is Anggi's game plan now? Their mid game seems to have fallen apart just a little bit. They're going to try to out team fight the Super Snowball champions here at only 19 minutes in the game. Or if they're going to elect for some kind of split pressure, maybe try to focus down some pick and just keep wave clearing if they can. But I just don't think they have the damage or the wave clear to do it. Oma taking a little trade here, getting a little bit fancy with the footwork, getting 5 stacks and popping that passive. It will down, get a little bit more. Uh-oh. Oh, we're good. I guess sometimes the game goes a little bit faster than League wants it to, but that's okay. 3-minute stream delay still has to be a thing here for spectator mode.
Cheatsol comes out.
Cheatsol comes out, does actually stop that engage. Really well played, and the Victor W comes down, gravity field, sorry, in order to really nullify any of that counter engage. I'm just gonna completely reset here. Coma still split pushing on the bot side, half health though, he's pretty susceptible. It looks like that's gonna be the Baron started up for the University of Florida. And they're actually going through this. Anggi do not seem to notice that this is happening at all. This is a completely snuck Baron so far. They are roaming over. They're trying to come through, but it is just a little bit too late. Baron goes to the University of Florida, and just like that, 20-minute Baron absolutely onward from Anggi. And just options are now just getting completely taken out of the picture for Anggi. Double Ocean Drake 2 for the University of Florida.
Gotta warm a spectator's heart to see a team so far ahead in gold take advantage of that lead, get the Baron.
Exactly. 9K at 21 minutes. Absolutely snowballing. That was a 1200 crit coming out of the Caitlyn. 3 items right now. 603, 190 farm at 21 minutes. It's gonna shred anything you throw at it.
They're getting pretty bold now too. Anggi's jungle is their jungle.
Exactly. Anggi although trying to fight for what little territory they can. Basically, if they can't scrap together some kind of a pick to really delay this game and stop this mid-game push from the University of Florida coming through, I think that's pretty much their only game plan so far. Like I said, they're just clearing vision, and that's about all they have.
I'd be curious to go back and rewatch this game and just see how many times people purchase boards.
I see 3 right now on 1 on 3 different members for Anggi. I see 3 on Salamander Man Starvin and 3 on Traplex Alistar. Of course, being the support, you would expect that, but that is a lot of ability to clear vision. And like I said, this is a ward battle at this point. Every support's favorite game to watch. Bot lane turret does get taken down. They are going to push onto this bot inhib turret. Teleport actually coming in from the flank by the cannon, a little bit far away. Glacial Prison coming and stunning up Fat Booty. What that is going to be, Salamander going in with the Cataclysm, distracting the backline, and Cannon coming through too little, too late, gets taken down by the Caitlyn, and this is just a stomp. Victor blows up the Callista. Triple kill coming through for Prophase, and that's going to be at least bot inhibitor, if not more. Coma going towards that top inhib as well.
And then Caitlyn there with the flash out of the cannon ult. She saved it until she knew she absolutely needed it.
And this actually looks like it's going to be the game. University of Florida, 23-minute stomp coming through, taking a 1-0 advantage in this series. What a game to open up the finals with. What a statement from UF Team 1.
GG.
GG indeed. The hometown heroes really trying to rally the troops through.
With that incredible gameplay from Caitlyn this past game, I'm curious to see if Team Anggi is going to prioritize that Tristana ban again, or if they're going to go ahead and take out Caitlyn.
I actually am wondering this too. I have heard the fact that, AD carry champ pools are pretty wide. Caitlyn was extremely safe and really kind of nullified all this engage that Anggi did have. And you just, and just like you said, the Caitlyn being so safe, whether you take out the Tristana or the Caitlyn, what do you commit the bans to? You ban one, I am sure University of Florida take the other, especially, they will be on red side, so potentially you could first pick away that AD carry in the next game. But is that something you want to spend your priority pick on? Do you still want to try to get that Galio Jarvan? I really feel like this was a smart draft out of the University of Florida. They still get the Darius that, of course, Coma always wants on the top side, but they really nullify what Anggi's comp did. At the same time, I really didn't feel like Anggi committed extremely hard to a lot of things. I really felt like they just kind of waited for things to happen, maybe then make a play and try to make a pick in mid lane or in top lane, but it really didn't feel like that they went for snowballing that Kalista ahead or anything like that, using their tools, using those double TPs to party bot.
Sure. And I can't help but wonder if maybe that's because UF was really saving their peel until they knew that their carries were getting engaged on. Like we saw in that crazy mid lane ace. Alistar only went in defensively, but then it ended up being an engage.
Exactly, especially that 1v5 in the mid lane. What a play that was, catching me off guard, especially after Prophase getting blown up. But that just shows they burned 3 ultimates for that Victor, but they still get wiped in that 4v5 in the mid lane. And that just shows just how versatile you can be without a Wombo comp. And with that, we're actually going to go to break as you have Team 1 and Team Anggi deliberates, and a Skippy does weird things in my ear for some reason. We'll take a break, and we'll come back at you with Game 2.